Hello everyone, it's Mr. E1299, and well, I made a poll. I asked you guys what video do you want me to do next, and you voted, so here it is. Let's talk about the CW TV show, The Flash. I already talked a bit about Black Lightning, so this will be the second video in my series about the CW TV superhero shows. Now, initially, The Flash came barreling out of the gate at 500 miles an hour. It was great. I love the cast, love the episodes, but it's kind of been going downhill and losing speed lately, in my opinion. See, the casting is great. Grant Gustin owns the character in and outside the super suit. He can do the science stuff and the drama stuff as Barry Allen. He is amazing while he's doing the superhero thing in the Flash suit, and he really just makes that character his own. In my opinion, he is the definitive version of the Flash live action. You got Ezra Miller and the Justice League, but quite frankly, Grant Gustin blows him out of the water. It would have been much better to see him on the big screen than actually what we got. But he's got a great supporting cast. Danielle Panabaker is doing amazing, really great acting, showing the duality between Caitlin Snow and Killer Frost. Cisco Ramon, played by Carlos Valdez, is a great source of levity for the show, and he really does his character very well, including the parts where he has to be, very serious. Usually he's joking around, but he does drama very well, and the relationship between the three characters and the way that all the actors play off of each other is one of the best parts of the show. Then you have Candice Patton playing Iris West. I don't like what they're doing with her character as much, but I don't really put that on her. She is a great actor. I mostly just put that on the writers and the script. Then you have, in my opinion, the best casting choice made in the entire show, Jesse L. Martin as Detective Joe West. He is a phenomenal actor, and those moments of drama where he has to be kind of a father figure to Barry Allen is absolutely perfect. He kills it in that role. Like I said, in my opinion, he's the best choice of casting on that show. But right after him is Tom Cavanagh playing the increasingly hilarious roles of the multiverse versions of Harrison Wells. This show really gets to display the man's acting chops. He personified Sinister when he was playing Eobard Thawne, the Reverse Flash, posing as Harrison Wells. Then we got to see more of his scientific side, more serious scientific side when he played Earth 2 version of Harrison Wells. Then we got to see his lighter, more comedic side with H.R. Wells, and now he's playing a French detective, Sherlock Wells. That's Sherlock with Q-U-E, I believe. But yeah, Tom Cavanagh is a great actor, and we really get to see his acting chops played out here. But yeah, the show started off great, and we got to see them introduce characters like Heatwave, Captain Cold, Weather Wizard. Like I said, Reverse Flash was an amazing villain for season 1. And the reveal at the end where it was Harrison Wells all along and he had changed his face was a stroke of genius. It was an amazing first season. Season 2, I didn't like it quite as much. I love that they introduced Jay Garrick in this season, even though it was a bit of a twist that the Jay Garrick that they were meeting with was actually Hunter Zolomon, Zoom, and that the real Jay Garrick was being kept in a cage on Earth 2. But it was an enjoyable season. And they did the Flash of Two Worlds episode, which I really enjoy. But then the show really starts slowing down at season 3, where they introduce the villains of Dr. Alchemy and Savitar. Now, I was really annoyed that they're doing yet a third speedster villain in a row, but I gave it a chance. However, making Savitar a future version of Barry Allen really, it really put me off. If they were going to do an alternate version of Barry Allen, personally, what I would have done was gone with the villain Cobalt Blue, which is actually Barry Allen's long-lost twin brother, and that would have been interesting to see. Not only because his powers are very unique, but also because he ties in to, the larger Flash mythology, being the ancestor of, Reverse Flash, Eobard Thawne, and this long-standing blood feud that kind of forms between them. But, yeah, Kid Flash, I forget the name of the actor that plays him, but he's a great character, but for some reason, even though he's a huge part of the Flash mythology, he should be a big part of the show, but they don't keep him on there. Like, I think they had him on there for one season, and then, he went off to be on Legends of Tomorrow for a little bit, and now he's just gone. Maybe the actor's taking some time off. I had read in the news that he had just had a kid, so maybe he's dealing with that right now. But yeah, Kid Flash should be a much bigger part of the Flash show than the screen time that they're giving him, and that's really just a huge disappointment. The villain of the Thinker was interesting, but I didn't like the body hopping. I feel that the original actor that was playing the Thinker was great, but when they started hopping bodies, I kind of just get annoyed by it. Also, him accruing others' powers by jumping into them was really, really, really a bit over the top. I would have loved it if he just had a plan so methodical that they just couldn't beat him, rather than him becoming so powerful that they couldn't stand a chance until the end. But the idea that there was a villain who is just 12 steps ahead at all times, and that you're constantly just playing right into his hands, is a fun concept, but I think they just fumbled the ball when they started giving him multiple powers. Anyway, now we're on to season 5, and I'm gonna give a spoiler warning for anybody that isn't caught up on season 5. Spoilers from this point out. They introduce the Flash's daughter on this show. Her name is Nora Allen, and she goes by a superhero named Excess. And this is where I fall right the hell off. Excess is not Barry Allen's daughter in the comics. Excess is one of his grandchildren. She's the cousin to Barry's more well-known grandchild, Bart Allen, who was Impulse, Kid Flash, and eventually the Flash. In Barry Allen's kids, he had twin speedsters, known as the Tornado Twins. Dawn, D-O-N, was the boy, and Dawn, D-A-W-N, was the girl. I can only imagine how confusing that would be without a comic book panel to read which name they were referring to. But, it is what it is. I can't change it as much as I would like to. I mean, if they were going to introduce somebody from the future, I would have preferred it to be Bart Allen. He's a much more well-known. And Nora is portrayed as being very impulsive, not thinking things through. So they essentially just cobbled together a bunch of people from the Flash mythology and then just put it on the screen, which is really, really annoying to me. But they introduced this. Also, one more thing about her. She made multiple references to the Legion of Superheroes. Now, in the comics, Excess is a member of the Legion, But the Legion comes from the year 3000, and her being Barry Allen's child growing up in the not too distant future, she shouldn't be having events with the Legion. I mean, she has shown that she is a complete novice when it comes to being a speedster. I'm actually very surprised that she was even able to go back in time. But, you know, these people seem to have no idea what this character is actually supposed to be. But let's get to the villain. The villain this season is called Cicada. He's a metahuman serial killer in that he kills metahumans. His power seems to be the ability to drain other metahumans of their abilities with this sort of dark matter infused dagger that he has. And, his daughter was hurt after the satellite crash at the end of season 4, and, because of that, he hates metahumans and he feels that the world would be better off without them. This is a much more interesting villain with much better motivation, I think, than the Thinker had. So I'm interested to see where this really goes. But there have been a lot of cringeworthy moments in this show. A bit of the political correctness has seeped into it. Look no further than, I believe it was last season's Bachelor Party episode, where, Barry Allen and Iris went on their Bachelor and Bachelorette parties respectively. Excuse me. And, they filled it with a lot of, hashtag feminism moments, and Joe's girlfriend's daughter referencing how she was only interested in Doctor Who now that the Doctor was being played by a woman, and, Ralph Dibny, the elongated man, he took them to a strip club, and one of the strippers ended up being that very same daughter, and when Joe asks her why she's doing this, she goes off on this speech about the male gaze, and it's really just apologies, it's cringy, and it really takes you out of the show. I actually turned the episode off at that point, so I don't know how the rest of it went. But there are a couple of moments like that in the Flash, but mostly the thing that concerns me was the waste of villains. The Rogues, Captain Cold, Heatwave, Mirror Master, Weather Wizard, the Trickster. We never actually got to see them be the Rogues. I mean, we got to see Captain Cold and Heatwave team up, but they were quickly shoved off onto Legends of Tomorrow, where Captain Cold died in season 1. We never actually got to see the full Rogues assemble. And in my opinion, the Rogues should have been a main series villain. There should have been a season where the Rogues got together and they just started a crime wave across the city that the Flash couldn't stop because Captain Cold's plans were so incredible and they utilized all the Rogues' abilities that, the Flash just couldn't, deal with all of them at once. That would have been interesting to see. It's really disappointing because, in my opinion, Wentworth Miller was amazing as Leonard Snart, Captain Cold. And he really played well with Dominic Purcell's Heatwave. They were a great pair to see on screen, especially considering that they worked so well together as they had previously been in a show together called Prison Break. But the fact that we never get to see the Rogues assemble on screen, probably some of the most important villains in the Flash mythology, is really just a big disappointment. The show wasted that opportunity utterly. And now that Wentworth Miller has stepped away from the role of Captain Cold, we're never going to get the chance to see it. And that opportunity is gone. So, thanks a lot for that, CW. You had a chance to score a perfect game, and you kept fumbling the ball. I'm sorry, I know I'm mixing sports metaphors here, but uh, anyway, I liked the show a lot in the beginning, but it's becoming increasingly frustrating to watch. And if things keep going with their current trend, eventually I'm just going to drop the show entirely. As much as I enjoy Grant Gustin's portrayal of Barry Allen, there's a lot with this series that really needs to be fixed. Anyway, this has been my thoughts on the Flash TV show. If you like this video, please share it. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. This has been Mr. E2099, and I will see you all later.